From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good afternoon for 4 News Now. I'm Rob King. Coming up this weekend, Annie, the Tony Award-winning musical, will be heading to Spokane, First Interstate Center for the Arts, February 28th through March 2nd. You can find the link to get tickets on kxly.com. And joining me is a member of that production, Rhett Gutter, who plays Rooster Hannigan in the show. Rhett, how are you?
I'm well, thanks for having me on, Rob.
Absolutely. Let's just talk about how's the tour going?
Oh, it's been awesome, honestly. We started in Chicago, went to New York, made our way through the country, and we're excited to be in Washington.
Now you get to see the beautiful inland Northwest and see how it compares to New York and Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely. We were actually just in Costa Mesa, and it's been
my hometown, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a big difference weather-wise, terrain-wise, culture-wise. So I'm like, whoa.
That's how it is. Like, my mom will text and be like, oh, it's cold. It's like 62 today. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
You're like,
you guys at Segerstrom?
Yeah, we're at the Segerstrom for a week.
Right on. That's a gorgeous theater.
Yeah, it's stunning. Stunning
I
acoustic.
like to think of Segerstrom as like a hidden gem in that area, too. You don't see a lot of shows there.
But we were sold out. Every show we did was packed. It was and it's a big theater, and the acoustics, maybe some of the best acoustics I've been a part of in a while.
Yeah, that theater's special. So talk to me about Annie. It is one of the most, you think Broadway musical, bang, Annie. Mm-hmm. How does that appeal to sort of a modern audience carrying over a message that's decades old?
Well, I mean, you've heard these songs for 50 years, but not just for 50 years. I mean, almost all these songs have been folded into pop culture, into, even rap and R&B music now. The ripples that this musical has had is amazing. I'm also going to say that there's a lot of themes in the show that was written in the 70s. Based on the 1933 is when it takes place, and a lot of talking about what's going on in the country and politics and challenges that we are strangely or ironically dealing with very similar themes today. So much so that someone asked me if we had rewritten the script to be, more viable today, and it's the original script from 1977, which is a real testament to the theater that it is and the commentary it has on the human experience.
Yeah, that's cool to see that kind of through thread of the issues of the past and kind of how they're still relevant today.
Yeah, we think they're new problems, but we're all up against the same thing here, I think.
Now, you'd be considered one of the villains of the show. How do you enjoy villainy?
I love villainy. In the context of musical theater, there is no better way to be a villain, I would say.
Do you enjoy just people booing you? Do you get booed?
Yeah, I think I have heard a few boos, especially in New York. But there's something magical about singing and dancing. There's something extra magical about singing and dancing, about all the dastardly deeds that you are going to do or commit. And of course, well, I don't want to give it away for anyone, but there is a happy ending, of course. Not for the Hannigan.
Are you sure?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah, I guess no spoilers for a 50-year-old musical.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask, outside of any of your own, do you have a favorite number that you kind of look forward to every night?
Yeah, I mean, Easy Street is the one that we do, and it is a blast. It's one of the great numbers in musical theater. It may sound a little corny, but tomorrow is I stand backstage right as that number is ending, and I get to kind of listen to it. It's a great way to gauge the audience and how their energy is, and it's just a remarkable song. It's a remarkable anthem. Again, it plays into a lot of what our country is going through right now, and in a very in a bipartisan way, and it's just an incredible moment. And to have this small 12-year-old girl, heroine, sing this anthem it's theatrical genius, and it delivers every single time.
How do you have just one Annie on the tour, like one actor?
We have one actor who plays Annie, but we also have another actor who plays Tessie, and she plays Annie, I would say 1 to 2 times a week. By design, Annie is a very large role. It's a very big sing, and to ask a 12-year-old to do that 8 times a week for 6 months straight is that would be a little risky.
Yeah. What's impressed you? Tell me about the actor who plays your Annie, and what's kind of impressed you the most.
Well, Hazel Vogel plays Annie. She's kind of remarkable. I mean, people think of Annie as a singer, and she's got a beautiful voice, but the way she connects to the music and the scene work as an actor is really remarkable. I think you see Annie played very broadly a lot, and I think that what is really special about this tour, and this is led by Hazel in a big way, is the subtlety and the realism, honoring the dark so that we can have the light. And it's a really honest performance, and I think you really feel like you get to know and cheer for this young orphan by the end in a way that I don't think we've really seen before with Annie.
Do you find that working with a child actor kind of informs how you approach the role? Either do you bring more of a childishness to it, or does that do more of a disservice to the character? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say about there's nothing childish. I don't see anything childish about Annie, and I think it's a testament to our director's vision, and again, Hazel's approach. It's a very grounded piece. I think it's a mistake, and I understand why. It's based on a comic strip. There's a bunch of kids and dogs, but in my opinion, the all the more reason to approach it with a groundedness and a reality. Not to say that it's realism, but the dark stuff is dark, and we have not backed away from any of the dark stuff. The great thing is, because the show ends on such a beautiful light moment, it's very earned, and you celebrate it even more once we get there.
Well, that's great to hear. Before I let you go, Rhett, I did find out that you are also a magician.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long have you been doing magic, and could you do a trick for us?
Oh my gosh, I am unprepared to do magic right now, but
I guess in hindsight, I should have told our PR people to tell your PR people to prep a trick.
I'm trying to think if I could do something real quick. But well, let me just tell you real quick. I started magic when I was 12 years old. It's actually how I got into theater, and the original, which was really fun, is the original. Rooster was also a magician and did a magic trick in the show.
The original actor who played Rooster.
The original actor, Bob Fitch, is a well-known magician in the magic community, taught a lot of magic, performed extensively, and had a big Broadway career. And he did a magic trick in the show, and I have done a similar magic trick in the same spot. So I'll tell you what, I can't do one on air, but if you come see the show, you will see a magic trick in the show.
There we go. How's that for a tease? Did you bring that up in the audition? Like, by the way, the original actor, also a magician.
Well, our director was in the original production, so she knew Bob Fitch. And I've worked with this director before. She knew I did magic. So when she first contacted me about playing the role, one of the first things she brought up is, can you bring some magic to the table for this? And I was absolutely delighted to do that.
Oh, magic and name and magic and reputation. Rhett Gutter, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
Hey, no, I just appreciate you having me on, and I come see Annie. It's unlike any Annie you've seen. It's really a special one. Trust me on that one.
Awesome, Rhett. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
And you can see Rhett Gutter as Rooster Hannigan and the full cast of Annie coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts February 28th through March 2nd. That's this weekend. Check it out. Tickets are on sale now. You can find a link to get them on kxly.com. Thanks for watching. For now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.